In this case, you've been told a technician joined with a starting salary of 8,100 per annum with an annual increase of 10%. Determine the amount he will have earned at the end of 7 years. So you've been told the starting salary is 8,100, then there's an annual increase of 10%. So when there's an annual increase of 10% of 8,100, if you digest the geometric progression, isn't it? And we test the geometric progression. So geometric progression, you start with the first term. So first term is the starting salary, 8,100, isn't it? Then now, how do you get the second term at the end of the second year, isn't it? You've been told it is an annual increase of 10%, isn't it? So it will be 10% plus 100%, meaning will be at the end of the second year will be 110% of this, isn't it? 100% of 110% of 8,100 for you to get the amount, isn't it? Are you seeing that? So what is 110% of 8,100? That is 110% times 8,100, isn't it? The multiplication, 110% of this, you get? 8,910, isn't it? Then you move to the third term or the third year, isn't it? At the third year, then an annual increase of 110%. Increase of 10% will give you the amount will now be 110%, isn't it? So 110% of 8,900 you get? Are you seeing that? Of this multiplication, isn't it? So what is 110% of 8,910? 9,801. So what do you see? There is a common ratio. 1901. 9801. Good. So you can see this series specifically uses multiplication, isn't it? So it means it is a geometric series for progression because there's a common ratio, isn't it? So you will move on like that. So have you seen how to digest this question? You have to identify whether it is an arithmetic progression or a geometric progression by illustrating diagrammatically like that, by form of a diagram like that, isn't it? So from the demonstration, we've actually seen there's a common ratio. Are we together? You know, when you multiply 8,100 by an increase of 10%, you are just showing us the increase, but we are interested in what will be the annual salary at the end of that year, isn't it? Are we together? Because what is required is the amount. So we are forming a series of the amount, isn't it? Are we together? So if you look at this, you can now deduce from this your diagram that it is a geometric progression with the first term A, isn't it? And the first term A we have there as 8,100, isn't it? Then with the common ratio R, which is 110%, isn't it? What is 110%? 110% is 1 point, because 110% is 110 over 100, isn't it? Which is 1 point. So we've determined the first term and the common ratio, isn't it? Then the nth term, how do we get the nth term of a geometric progression? A r n minus 1. Then how do we get the sum of n terms of a geometric progression? It is a r raised to power n minus 1 over r minus 1, isn't it? So this diagram is to assist you identify the kind of series we're dealing with, isn't it? Is it arithmetic or is it geometric? When we tried arithmetic, there was no common difference, isn't it? And when we tried geometric, there is a common ratio. So it is automatically a geometric progression. Are we together? So what are they looking for? Determine the amount he will have earned at the end of 7 years. What are they looking for there? Yes. The sum. Are you seeing that? At the end of the amount he will have earned at the end of 7 years. Meaning amount is what he earned in the first year plus what he earned in the second year, that until you get plus what he earned in the 7th year, isn't it? Meaning he's looking for the sum of the 7 terms, isn't it? Are we together? When n is 7, so sum of the 7 years and 7 will be what? A into r raised to power 7 minus
1
over r minus
1.
Isn't it? Where there is n, you put 7. So the sum of 7 terms, that will be the amount he will have n at the end of 7 years, isn't it? Are we together? So what do you get there? You just substitute. Your A, the first term is 8,100. R is 1.1 raised to power 7 minus 1. Go on. Over 1.1 minus 1, isn't it? What do you get to be the value there? Use a calculator. 70? So it was Kenyan shillings. 76, 6,846. 0.09 cents, isn't it? Is that what everyone has? Is it what you have? Without a calculator? Oh, good. This is 1.1. R is 1.1, not 1.7. Where is it? Here. Have you used 1.1?
Yes.
Yes. And you found this value?
Yes.
Good. It is 1.1.